Now, putting that aside for a moment, just to go through this explanation of niches and finding the niche within the niche, we're going to go back to the pet blog again. So we're thinking to ourselves, well, this pet blog is too general. I want to go a little bit more specific. Now, what I could do is I could simply focus my blog on a particular animal. I could, turn my blog into a rabbit blog, or I could change it into a snake blog, or a dog blog, or a cat blog. So what I do is I decide to change it to a dog blog. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about dogs all the time. So what I've done is I've moved from this general kind of pet theme, and I have narrowed my focus down to dogs. And I'm only going to solely focus on dogs. Now, so what I'm doing is I am writing about dogs, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write about all dogs. So on Monday, I'm going to write about Labradors. On Tuesdays, I'm going to write about Poodles. On Wednesdays, I'm going to write about Doberman and German Shepherds on Thursdays. And so what I'm doing is I'm just writing in general about dogs. Now, as you can see here again, even though I have moved down a category from pets to dogs, I'm still general. I'm not really standing out in the dog niche. So what I probably need to do is I need to go a little bit more specific. So what I can do is I can say to myself, well, instead of writing about all dogs, I'm just going to focus on the Labradors. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to niche down further, and I am going to talk to people who have a passion or who have an interest in Labradors. So what I simply do is I write about different topics that are only concerning Labradors. Now I'm sure you can see as we're niching down here, we're getting more specific. Now you're going to find that there are a lot of people all over the world that have Labradors who would be interested in what you have. But what I want you to do is I want you to go even more specific. I want you to think about the niche within the niche. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at our Labrador blog. And what we're going to do is we're going to think of the end user. Now, a lot of people have Labradors. You have people maybe who are single. You might have people who, have a dog but haven't got kids. You've got people who have kids and have a dog. You have older people who have a dog. So we've got all these different categories within our Labrador category. So what we can do is we can actually specialize even more. So say I'm going to decide, well, something, I'd like to write a blog for older people who've got a Labrador. So I've gone down another niche. So we started off with the pet niche, then we went to, the dog niche, now we're down to the Labrador niche, and what we're doing now is we're going even more specific, and we're focusing on older people who've got a Labrador. And so what I do is I write articles for older people that have a Labrador. Now, that might seem like a lot of work, but there's a really great point in this when you get really, really specific. By you getting really, really specific, it makes your job a lot easier when it comes to creating content.